Today, we're thrilled to have Evelyn LeVasseur, an identity coach, a dynamic speaker, and a passionate podcast host. Evelyn dedicates her life to empowering women to unlearn the patterns that keep you feeling small and to boldly reconnect with the magnificent truth of who you are. In this episode, we dive deep into the transformative power of self-worth, the journey of reclaiming body confidence, and the importance of nurturing safe relationships. Get ready to be uplifted as Evelyn shares her wisdom on faith, motherhood, and the beautiful quest to discover your true self. As always, click follow, give us a 5-star rating, and share this episode with your friends. Grab those headphones, your walking shoes, and let's get ready to bloom. This is a conversation you do not want to miss.
Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. We are excited to introduce our friend Evelyn LeVasseur. Did I pronounce your name correctly, Evelyn?
Certainly did.
Awesome. So I had the pleasure of being roommates with Evelyn at Redefining Wealth Live. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that she was your roommate.
Yeah. So we had never met before, and I was like on Patrice's app, Redefining Wealth app, and just said, hey, I got a room with 2 beds. If anybody else wants a roommate, I'm open to whatever. And so Evelyn reached out, and we met at the airport when we got to Atlanta, and hit it off from the Uber ride immediately. So it just made the weekend like that much more meaningful, I think, having that bond building while we were there for 3 days. And came back and said, we need to have Evelyn on our podcast. So
you booked Evelyn, and I was like, okay, I don't even know who Evelyn is, as in,
yeah,
where did you find her from, whatever, because I didn't know that she was from Patrice Washington's.
Oh, really?
No. I was like, okay, I booked Evelyn. So then I was like, okay, so I searched Evelyn on Facebook.
Okay.
And that's when I saw there was a retreat sponsored by Dr. Arlonda Stevens. It was the Women Empowerment Conference, and Evelyn was a speaker. So then I thought, oh, this conference is only 2 hours away. I'm going to sign up for this conference, and I am going to actually meet our speaker that is going to be here today. And so I met Evelyn last weekend at the conference, and awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, I am so excited. So that is how I know Evelyn.
Awesome. I love that. And Dr. Honda was at Redefining Wealth Live too.
Yep.
So that's where I had heard of her conference, and I was not able to make it, unfortunately. I was in Utah last weekend surprising my mom. I don't know if I told you about that. So I couldn't say anything about it on Facebook to acknowledge why I wasn't able to attend the conference, because we surprised my mom and showed up in Utah. She was like on her retirement vacation, and Dad flew us all out there. So it was a lot of fun.
That is so cool.
What'd you say?
How shocked was she?
She was shocked. Oh my gosh. She was like so taken aback. Like I have a video. I'll send it to you.
Oh, that's cool.
It was great. Yeah, it was great. So thank you so much for being here, Evelyn. Before we really dive into like that initial conversation that made me decide we really need to have you on this podcast, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do before we dive into that?
Yeah, I am Evelyn, like you said. I am a coach for women in the identity space, really focusing on the fact that, God put us here with purpose and passion and power and impact in mind, and the world kind of buries it. The world and society and education and religion and all the things that give us rules bury who we actually are. And I really feel like life is about digging it all up, coming back yourself, finding yourself. So that's the work that I do in my coaching programs. I also podcast and do lots of speaking. I love to travel. I love to meet women. I love to interact with women. I love to stand there and speak to somebody and know that the words I'm saying are impacting them in the best way possible. Because I think that's what so many of us are looking for, just like that permission to feel whatever we feel without judgment or shame or guilt attached to it.
Definitely. And one of the things that I picked up on when we were together at Redefining Wealth Live is that you do a lot of work around with mothers in particular who are struggling to give themselves permission to do what they need to do for themselves, which might be why we really hit it off. And I felt like I was getting coached through the whole weekend, but it was so good.
That's great.
I know, but it was so good. And I just see you have a heart for that. And hearing some of your stories and how you've been able to like embrace that in your own life is truly inspiring, and where your girls are at and everything. So
thank you for saying that.
yeah.
I think we struggle so hard because we've literally been trained and conditioned since we were little. I mean, think about your first toys, baby dolls, little pretend kitchen sets, the little fake iron with the little board that, every message was that it is your job to take care of other people. It is actually your sole purpose to be everything for everyone else. So into adulthood, we get to this point where we're like exhausted and overwhelmed and burnt the hell out. And we wear it like a cape. Like, oh, I'm so tired. I must be doing it right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so exhausted. I ignore myself so hard. I must be doing things well for my kids. Like they're first, right? And we say that with pride. I put my kids first. But what you're really teaching them is, I love you. I see you. You can be anything that you want to be. But if you choose to become a parent, you don't matter anymore because I don't matter.
Yeah. That, and what I picked up on, I feel like from my own kids, is we start to feel more like a burden.
Yeah.
If you're not taking care of yourself, they feel that.
Oh.
So when you can take care of yourself and show them that you love them through that, yeah, it's just different.
And I think that when you're really like caring for yourself, and I'm not just talking about spa days, I'm talking about who cares if the house doesn't look like it's magazine ready? Like, who cares? All the things that we used to think were important, like when you let that go and you actually spend time connecting with yourself and connecting with your kids, they get to see what a beautiful addition they are to your life. They get to know that, their existence brings you joy.
Yeah.
The same their existence gets to bring themselves joy too.
Yes. 100%. Awesome. And you do some coaching around that, like one-on-one coaching, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I do small group, and I do individual coaching, one-to-one coaching, and it really is centered around the whole self. Like I call my method the legacy method, and it really focuses on just learning the root of where you started to feel these things about yourself, able to rewrite those stories, being able to calm your nervous system and accept abundance. A lot of us pray for abundance, but we're not even prepared to receive it.
Yep.
A lot of work around guilt-free consumption. Like I was also a lifelong chronic dieter. 19 years of my life I spent like restricting and binging and then trying another program because of course I wasn't the issue, it was the program, right? So it was a matter like now learning that everything that I consume is important, and that is food that nurtures my body, conversations with people, podcasts, movies, books, everything that I feed my heart, my mind, or my body is impacting how I show up. So my coaching really is around taking care of your whole self and really connecting with the soul of who you are and kind of releasing the roles.
Yeah. Beautiful. So we were at dinner one night at Redefining Wealth Live, and I don't even remember how we it was great conversation around the table, but you said something that really struck me, and you made a comment because I see you online as showing up. Like you're posting and you're doing things, but you made a comment about feeling like you weren't confidently showing up and sharing your faith for some reason. Like there was some block there. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I talk a lot about being connected as an individual, being connected to your heart, like falling in love with yourself. And I feel like I talk about that with ease, and I give uh, just tools and tips and examples in my real life of how I live that way. And I thought that was enough because I was embodying in my content the life that I live. But I always felt like there was this piece that was missing. And I'm like, it was at the conference at Redefining Wealth that it struck me that I will not online, or would not, excuse me, I go back. I would not at the time even talk about the depth of my faith because I cannot quote scripture. I do not go to church anymore. I do not even own a Bible to sit and read it, right? And but also I have this incredible relationship with God, and I feel Him with me. I know that even when I go to a conference and speak, before I go out and grab any microphone, I pray and just say, God, use me. Take the ego out of this. Don't let me make this about me. Don't let me walk out there in fear. Don't let me think that my words are about me. Use me to impact someone. Give me the words that whoever it is needs to hear, right? So I do that with ease, but I would never talk about it because there was a part of me that said, if you don't go to church and you don't read the Bible and you can't recite any scripture, then who are you to ever talk about faith?
Isn't that crazy? Because there are so many people who need that message of like the God within you that is not coming from somebody that's quoting scripture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think a lot of it has to do with, it's all connected, right? When I talk about the way that we show up as women is because we were conditioned to behave certain ways. But I think now when I look at it, the way I was shown to show that I was connected to God was through religious practice. And relationship and religion are so different, right? Like one could lead to the other, but they don't always connect clearly. So I think for me, it was a matter of saying, I don't check all the boxes of what I learned in church. Therefore, I must not be that person who can speak to relationship.
Yeah. But obviously you are. And it sounds like you've opened that up a little bit since we met in September.
Yes.
So how did you like get through that blockage and feel confident enough? Because it sounds like it was like almost a I'm not good enough thought. I'm not worthy of the person to share that.
Yeah. Like who wants to hear that? Who's going to listen to you? Like, right?
Yeah.
How did I work through it? I first had to say it out loud. I first had to open myself to allow the people sitting around me to pour into me and to remind me that my faith did not come from a building, did not come from the church building. And then I had to, I love to do like, if I notice a limit that I feel, I now let myself feel it and I breathe into it. And while I'm breathing into it, I talk to God the whole time, like, just keep me open to understanding this new perspective. Help me embrace all the things that come with accepting this part of myself. And then the last part for me was really connecting with the fact that God doesn't speak to us through our minds, right? Like every thought and belief we have came from people, right? Everything that don't touch the stove, it's hot. Don't, touch an electrical plug. Don't walk out into the street without looking both ways. Like all those little thoughts become automations in our mind, but so do our beliefs about who we are and how we show up. but those aren't, God didn't give us those thoughts. People did. God talks to us through our body, right? So me having to pause and say, how does he speak to me? How does he speak? How do I know when he's talking to me? And it's because I can feel it. I can feel my heart relax. I can feel my stomach like not be in knots anymore. I can feel my shoulders relax. When I'm asking him for guidance and I feel calm in my body, he's there, right? So it was a matter of saying, Evelyn, none of that came from religion. It came from relationship, and I have that.
Yeah. That's so interesting that you bring this up in that way, because literally this morning as I was journaling, the thing I wrote down was that I needed to remember the difference between my heart and my thoughts and ideas, and that my thoughts and ideas may sometimes be misguided, but I know my heart is pure, and to make sure that stays no matter what thoughts and ideas might be swirling around and changing and adjusting. But it's exactly what you're saying, of like the thoughts are coming from the outside world and they can be misguided. But
Yeah.
if you tune into your heart space or your body, like you said, that's where you can really find like the truth, God, the magic.
Yeah. And it's like I like to think of it as our soul is like this living, breathing being inside of us, right? And every time we have a limiting belief or an insecurity or the things that make us feel bad, right? It's our soul knows who we are. Our soul is our truth, but we live in ways that betray her, right? Every time I allow myself to feel like I'm not enough, that hurts her. Every time I feel like I'm not worthy, that hurts her. Every time I walk around doubting myself or limiting myself or even having negative self-talk, that hurts her. But every time I break through it, every time I release like my thoughts and get into my body, I embrace her. So every part of our journey, like I said, that digging up who you actually are is really you coming back to connection with her. And it's like, you know, when you have a breakthrough, right? A mental emotional breakthrough, you feel like calm, right? Like, oh, God, that's what I was thinking. Like, that's what I was doing this whole time. I was just holding myself back. That's literally like your soul saying, oh, Kelsey, Tina, like, thank you for coming back to me. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, and here you are. So I feel like that's the connection. It's like that emotional connection with the truth of who you are is the reason you feel such release and calm and peace, because you're one with yourself and you're not at war with yourself anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And sorry, were you going to say something?
No,
Cut you
this
off.
is beautiful. This is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it just reminded me of the conference over the weekend when Dr. Arlanda talked about releasing, you know, the negative thoughts, even releasing sometimes your friends
Yeah.
that's the most difficult person sometimes to let go. Sometimes you have to release them. And then taking time to rest yourself and then receiving God's love, receiving the positive, you know? It was so good. So good.
Yeah. Because, you know, if you think about it, if you have all these negative thoughts or even negative relationships, they hold so much of your mental emotional capacity. And if your thoughts and your heart are full of like obligation and negativity and these connections that don't even fuel you, you don't have space.
Yeah.
You don't have space to receive things that you actually want.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So for me, I think one of the things that it sounded like was holding you back was the fear of somebody, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so if I'm wrong, just say it. But, and maybe this is more of my fear of somebody else coming in and saying, but don't you know the scripture says da 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 da.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, since you've started opening up, have you ever run into any confrontation, or has it been pretty like supportive, and do you feel yourself reaching more people, or both?
I feel like I feel like I don't care now. Whether I reach them or not, I'm speaking true to myself. So I know that it's going to reach the people that it's meant to reach. I do feel like on social media specifically, I have a very supportive community. Like I'll post things and the interactions are always there. I did notice like I think I posted something on Instagram just around like being a good human, just around like I don't remember what the post was, but it was something along the I said something along the lines of I'm not a safe space for people to show hate. Like if you are being negative towards
I
other
saw
people.
that one. Yeah.
So I posted that on Instagram and some guy came in my DMs and he's like, boo hoo, you effing liberals, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, take care, have a good day. Like you are an angry man, sir, and you are really a keyboard warrior. So what do you want me to do? I'm not going to fight with you online. Just delete the comment. Because the point was that my whole point was that as human beings, everyone's safety is everyone's safety.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if, in the past, I would feel really uncomfortable if somebody made like a homophobic joke or a racist joke, or even though I completely disagreed with it, I'd be quiet because I didn't want to rock the boat. Where now I say my silence is complacency. So if I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to change who you are, but I'm certainly going to change the conversation I allow in my space.
Right.
So, and that's the only thing we could do. But yeah, that guy was offended. And then somebody else wrote something negative. I just deleted it because it's like, I can pray for you and also keep my space.
Well, your space and your community's space.
Yes.
Like this is not just your space, but you're creating this safe space for your community as well. And there's just not room for hate.
Yeah, agree. And you know what else is that my girls are 16 and 13. So my youngest doesn't have social media yet. She does have TikTok, but it's the teen version where the parents mirror. On TikTok, you get a teen account where she can download it. It comes with a QR code. The parent downloads it, and then you have permissions and stuff. So mine and my husband's thought is like social media and technology are not going away.
Yeah.
But we always teach them to use it properly. So she has that. My oldest is 16, and she also has Instagram. So when I post, she sees my stuff and she sees comments, and she'll like want to hop in and defend. But I feel like the way I respond and react also teaches her about how to create boundaries for herself. So I feel like that's when you talk about that community, I want a safe space for anybody that I interact with. Also want to know that every choice I make for myself is teaching my daughters how to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do a really good job of that.
Yeah. What a great example.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree 100% about what you said about the kids with the social media. It's so hard as a parent to know like what's the appropriate amount. And this is kind of taking the topic a different direction. But when we first moved to White House, where we live now, one of the things they were doing at the school was education about social media for your kids. And so they had presented to the kids at school, and then they invited the parents to come to this presentation after school. And you kind of go into those expecting it to be very like social media is bad. Da, da, da. I think that's like perception. And it was very much what you just said. Like the social media is going to be there. They're going to figure out how to use it. They're either going to use it behind your back or you're going to help them figure it out. And so here's what you need to do to help them use it safely, first of all. And here, like, you've got to have conversations with them about the dangers of it and also about the perception they're creating of themselves when they create that profile.
I feel like it just brings you more of a sense of ease when you can look at it as social media is just a reflection of the world, right? And the world can be scary as hell. The world is full of people who have bad intentions, but also the world that we create is pretty freaking beautiful. Like, the world is scary, but the world I have, the world I created, I love it. I love it here. And I want my kids to know that even about social media. I teach them about algorithms. I teach them about if you watch a negative video, guess what? More of those are going to keep popping up. If you interact with more positive videos, if you interact with silly, they love dancing videos. They love the videos of the babies cracking up. They love videos of kids roasting their parents because they love to roast their mom.
Yep. Yeah, my kids watch those ones too.
Love those. But I tell them, like, the more that you interact with, the more that that's going to keep showing up. And that's also in your life. The more you are around people in school who are being negative, the more that negativity is going to follow you. You're going to take it home with you even when they're not there. The more, it's all, every single environment, whether in person or virtually, impacts how you feel about yourself. But also when you feel good about yourself, you impact the environment. You get to shape your world, and you get to shape your online experience too.
Yeah.
That's very educating. That's good.
Yeah. And we talk about this all the time with, surround yourself with people who are also growing, are also trying to do new things and are growth minded.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the kids. Like, and teaching them and it can be hard with the kids. Like, so we just moved 2 years ago to a new school, and they're rebuilding friendships from the ground up, and on one hand, you just want them to find friends, and on other hands, you want them to find like good, supportive friends. And so trying to find that balance has been interesting. We'll just say we're figuring it out.
I think that part is so hard because, like, you put your whole heart and soul into raising these amazing human beings, and you have to just like put them out into the world.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I created this being inside of me, and now I have to put them out there. It's so scary, but then it's like, I have to remind myself, this is where I feel like is the struggle as a parent, is you desperately want to protect your child and make sure that their life is one that's going to support them, right? You want them to be cared for and loved and seen and surrounded by people who like won't let them live in their limits either. You want them to be around people who are going to lift them up too. But you have no control of it.
Yeah.
No control over any of it. So I feel like the hardest job as a parent is teaching them to live without you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teaching that I could leave Earth tomorrow, but I know that you're taken care of because I taught you to love yourself so hard. I know that you're going to seek out relationships that make you feel good because you feel so damn good about yourself. I know you're going to attract people that live from the same heart because that's the energy you put out. I know that you are a natural repellent to the shit that doesn't feel good and a magnet to the stuff that does. That's the piece that I can go every day with now, is looking at my kids and knowing that their foundation is solid and they're going to have some crap experiences in life. But at the end of the day, they know they're resilient. They know they have a support system. They know that nobody at home will ever judge them for their mistakes. They know that they are going to mess up royally, and it's their job to learn from it. And they know that I have zero expectations of who they're supposed to be, so they get to just be, right? They have a trust in themselves that I didn't have when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my kids to listen to this episode. So good. This is so good. Evelyn, I have triplets. I don't think you know that.
I did not know that. How old are your triplets?
26.
And boys or girls?
2 boys and a girl.
Boys and triplets.
Yes.
Wow.
And my son Troy just got married last month, September 27th to Faith. And yeah, it's everything what you just said. Yes, I think one of the hardest things of a parent is letting go, and letting them live their life to the fullest. Yes, you're going to be there for them, but it's also nice. It's also nice to let them go, because I think when you've done your best as raising your kids, there is hope, and you feel good about what you've done.
Yeah.
So many of us get caught up in that. I have to raise my child to be successful. I have to raise them to be independent, like all the things you think they need to be, but really even that is you trying to control the outcome of their life.
Right.
And I feel like I carry this with me all the time. Like, how can I have such faith in God to carry me through everything that I go through? Everything. I know that he's with me. How can I have all the faith that he is with me, but that he's not with my children in the same way?
Right.
Like, that's where I have to let go and say, like, God, I trust you. I trust what you have in store for me, and I trust what you have in store for them. So let me nurture who you say they are instead of who I think they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so good.
Oh my gosh,
you,
this
Evelyn.
is so good.
I appreciate this conversation a lot.
Yes,
thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, well, I think we'll wrap up. And we could probably go on forever and ever and ever. But maybe we'll have to bring you on again sometime, and we can
Awesome.
continue on. Thank you so much.
Well, Evelyn, how can people reach you? If they feel the connection with you and have a desire for you to be their coach, how can they reach out to you?
Well, on social media, I mostly use Facebook and Instagram. It's just my name, Evelyn LeVasseur, on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's Evelyn LeVasseur. Or you can go to evelynlevasseur.com, and all the information is there too.
Thank you so much, Evelyn, for being here.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Your support truly means the world to us, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our blossoming community.
We hope you enjoyed this week's conversation and found inspiration in our discussions. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what you hear, please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Join us next week for another exciting episode filled with insights, laughter, and growth. We can't wait to share it with you.
Keep blowing, and see you soon.